everybody, Shel Brodnax here with Real Estate Staging Association, and I am joined today on Stager Talk with Yvonne Laanstra of Calgary. Thank you. And Kristine Vowles from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you both for being with me today. How are you?
Thank you. Very well. Thank you.
So
Awesome.
I've always got to ask somebody when you're in a different area, especially Canada, are you frozen today?
You know what? We're plus 10 Celsius because we have a beautiful Chinook, but we do have a white Christmas. Yes.
Very good. Very good. It is cold here, probably about 50 degrees in my hands. I have to sit on them because they're literally that cold at 50 degrees. That's why I don't live in Canada.
Oh, we're a sunny 80 today.
Oh, what a drag, right?
55 yesterday and it's 80 today, so we never know how to dress here.
Right, absolutely. Well, I want to just go ahead and let's dive in. We're talking about industry awards today, the industry itself, how far we've come, all the different things that have happened over the last 16 years that I've been in the industry. And let's just start off with Yvonne. Can you tell everybody what awards you won at the last RESACon?
I won the award for Top Stager of the Year Occupied in Canada.
Very good. And Kristine, how about you?
I was surprised and received the Lori K. Polk Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yay.
Awesome. Very, very good. So for those of you that are new, Lori Kim Polk, or LKP as we refer to her, was really a pioneer in this industry, and unfortunately she passed away 2 years ago. So we started an award for her, and we were so honored to have you have her award. You give so much back to your community, and you really embodied LKP. So we appreciate you for that.
It was quite the honor.
Awesome. So let's start with you, Yvonne. What does winning an award do to you? I mean, what do you hope when you submit? What do you hope to come out of it, and then what actually does come out of it?
You know, submitting for your award, in the beginning stages, I never really took it so serious. And in the last couple of, I'd say 2 or 3 years, I really focused, and I really I actually have like a file on my computer that, you know, where I can put the pictures in that I think will be great for the award. So a different intention, I think. But you know, winning an award is so amazing. It's I was thrilled. I was jumping up and down, and it just, you know, to get that awarded and confirm that you're doing a great job and that the people in the industry, I think that makes it even more special. Recognize your work is amazing. I thought it was fabulous. Yes.
Awesome. And Kristine, how about you?
Oh, awards is a huge thing. I think that so many of us, when we put so much time and effort into our business, there's so many times you think that no one's really watching or no one's paying attention. And then when your spouse or those in your world say, you know, you really should submit this house, or, you know, you should put that in there because that was really an awesome job. And then you do, and then you actually win an award on your work. It's more validation to yourself. And for me, it makes me want to keep continuing to better my craft and to try harder. And it's quite rewarding to look at your awards and to be able to promote that and put that out there, because it brings more awareness to the staging industry when we're doing that it really does make a difference in our business and the lives of those that we're actually serving. So awards to me is pretty cool. I enjoy being recognized on something that I've worked so hard for. So
yeah, absolutely. So we always get feedback. It's funny, you know, over the years, especially I shouldn't say especially, it's actually been both. People that are a little bit more seasoned in the industry have submitted for awards and they won, and you know, they do that press release and they send it out, and all of a sudden all these great things come to them. And even the newer people in the industry, in the Rising Star category, more people in that particular category, they win an award, they put out their press releases, and again, all the good starts rushing in because you're putting so much positivity out there. They move into bigger warehouses, they buy trucks, their businesses explode. Just such a good way to be able to market your business, to be able to have those accolades. And then even more than that, when you put those logos on your website and a potential client's coming to look at your website to vet you, what do they think? Wow, I'm going to work with an award-winning stager. This person really knows what it is that they're doing. So it goes a lot to lend your credibility and legitimacy.
Well, I just asked to be on a podcast. I'll be on tomorrow. It's a real estate podcast. Somebody just ran across my website and saw the awards and reached out to me and asked if I'd be a guest on their podcast. And so you just never know where it's going to go, And then last year I got asked by a publisher to help them launch a book on selling luxury real estate. So that will be out in about 2 weeks.
That's so awesome.
You just never know where it's going to come from or who's going to find you.
Yeah, I find it's a true confidence booster for yourself too, because often you work by yourself. There's no cheering section during the day, so to receive that award, it kind of boosts your confidence. And when people say, "So why would I work with you?" and then I just answered, I'm actually the best this year. I was, the best in the country, and then they say, "Oh, then it's a no-brainer." You dare to say those things because you actually got the award, and you can actually full-heartedly say that you're the best. So it was awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk a little bit about your business model. So Yvonne, what is your exact business model? Do you focus on more occupieds than vacants, or?
A large part of, I would say 50% of my business is consultations. And that happens to kind of roll into occupieds. I love vacant, and I do them, but it happens to, I feel wherever you put your focus in your business is kind of what comes to you. And I love the consultations and the occupied work that comes from it.
Awesome. And Kristine, how about you?
My business is a little different. I do specialize in the luxury market. I work mostly on vacants, but I'd say about 40% is vacant and 40% is occupied on the luxury market. And then the other percentage, the other 20% is going to be in the interior design side. I have been fortunate that the sellers, when they're selling their home, hire me for their next home. And then the buyers, when they purchase the staged home, hire me to complete it. So I have homes that just keep on giving, which is kind of nice.
It's the circle of life. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's really cool.
That should be a good topic at RESACon. It's like how to, out of one job, if the people are moving locally, you get one job moving them out, one job moving them in, and the new people moving them in. You could get 3 jobs out of one.
Yes.
Actually, I'm working with one client right now where they purchased a staged home that I did, and then they went out and purchased another home to turn into an Airbnb. And so I'm doing an entire turnkey package. I'm created packages to go in and fill all the cupboards with dishes and everything, but now I'm staging them, and then I'm working with the photographers to do the photos on it. So one client, I'm continually doing their real estate between their staging to sell, and then staging to rent, and then they've hired me to complete their new home that they purchased.
I love that.
It just continues. It's almost, my husband says right now you're just in this cycle to where the last 4 homes that I staged, I'm working for all the buyers on their homes. So it's been pretty incredible, but overwhelming, but incredible. So I'm building on.
Also think about, say, a color consultation, as simple as that. How can you upsell yourself, pick a color for sale. Those people see your expertise, and they see it's broader than just the staging. And so when they go into their new property, they know that they can call you because, it's more than just getting ready to sell. And that's the beauty of it. So yeah, you kind of travel now with your clients. So that's great.
It is. It's pretty cool. So staging has sort of warped into this whole other business now for me, where I'm still doing the same thing, but the business is growing. So I'll be adding more people to the team and more resources. But really, it's that upsell conversation when you're walking through the property. And I've had a lot of buyers call and want to meet me when they're going through the home, which is interesting. I haven't had that before till this year. And when you're walking through, they ask you, well, what was your inspiration for putting this here? And so I tell them why we did everything. And they're like, okay. They're like, well, you obviously know how to stage it. You probably know the home better than the owner did. So yeah, it was really cool. And so they're like, well, you just complete the whole look. So they buy half your staging and then you just finish the look.
I love
been
that.
really,
And color consults, if anybody out there is afraid of color, if you're an agent, a homeowner, you happen to be listening, I got a color consultation several months ago for my kitchen. I had gotten one color that I knew it worked really well. I actually took it from my father's home and was putting it into mine, and I saw everything worked so amazing at his place. So I came home and tried to put it in mine. Lo and behold, it didn't look as gorgeous as it did. So Sandra Race actually did a color consult with me via phone, and picked a new color, sent me things through email, swatches, colors, recommendations. And then, of course, I went out and got the samples and painted a few and checked those out. And can I just tell everybody, get the samples. Really,
yes.
you don't have any idea how much paint gets, dumped and turned away and not used because you're buying all the gallons at once and then it doesn't work on your wall.
40% of paint sales is because of the wrong color.
How much? What percentage?
40%.
40%.
Wow. That's a waste.
I was one. I did it. I went out and I got the color. I'm like, it's going to be awesome. And she just looked and said, oh, bless your heart. We got to fix that. We got it done. But it's true. It turned out beautiful now. So I highly recommend it.
Yes.
Especially, somebody like myself. I mean, there's certain things that I can do color-wise, and I know how to put certain things together. But this one, I just missed the ball. I didn't expect to happen when it happened. So it was great to have a professional come in and fix it.
Yeah, and when you're selling, it's money in a can. It really is.
Yeah. Now I'm working on floors, and I can't make a decision on that. So I should just send her a picture and say, can I have this floor in my kitchen? Just yes or no. And she'll tell me, yes, you can have that, or sweet Jesus, please don't put that in your kitchen. That's always a good thing. I am looking to sell. So we've been working on the house for about a year now. So
that's perfect.
So what's going on in your guys' local market? Before we started to record, we started to talk a little bit about the virtual staging, which in reality is not virtual staging because staging is a physical act. RESA is actually going to be referring to this. We have a committee formed right now, and we're getting ready to launch an actual official position on this. But it's really an artist's rendering. It's a computer-generated rendering. It's not staging. So Yvonne, you were mentioning something earlier about somebody redoing.
Yeah, I actually in the last month came across 4 homes, which is, I think, a large amount in a short amount of time, that were virtually staged by the realtor, or a realtor had put that, request in. The thing you see is that people still walk in, are disappointed because the furniture is not really there. And when you stage virtually, you can stretch that table into that space, and you can put a six chairs around a dining table. And in reality, it doesn't really work that way. So I find it a bit deceiving, but it's mostly that disconnect people still have when they walk in and there's no furniture in the space, and they kind of go like, so you lost them when they walk in. And I've actually redone 3 that actually staged it, that people have virtually staged it before. So we don't see a whole lot of good things. I can see the benefit when people have like models, or they're building a building that hasn't been, put in place yet. Then I can see the opportunity. But if you have an actual house that you're trying to sell, the real thing, I don't think you can beat.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Kristine? Are you running into that in your market?
Well, interesting. I had a couple call me that they're heavily involved in the real estate market in Canada, and their real estate office offers virtual staging there in Canada. And a branch of them is going to open up a whole new virtual staging company. And they called and asked my opinion on the topic. And I had a pretty firm opinion on the topic. And then they said, well, how can we make it better? What can we do? And, I'm not sure how to make virtual staging better. So I'm kind of torn between, being kind of a consultant and helping them, because I don't know that it works. I did stage a house recently that had been virtually staged previously. And what I thought was quite interesting is the house was a Mediterranean home, but the furniture that they put in the house was white and grays and contemporary furniture.
Yeah, we see.
It's like, You're not getting any showings. I can't imagine why. So it's just a huge, it's like if they don't understand the space and the demographics and the architectural features of the house, I mean, that's what we're doing. We're enhancing all of that, or we're kind of diminishing some of the things that aren't exactly the best, but we're not hiding them.
Right.
We're just enhancing the home's appeal. And color is really, really important when you're bringing things into the space. And when you have somebody just looking at a photo online and they're plopping a sofa wherever, I don't know, to me, it's just, and having been a realtor, if I saw that online and then showed up with a client and walked in the door, I think I'd have to really work really hard as to how to walk that buyer through the house when it's empty, but we're looking at the photos. And it's just kind of a letdown to the buyer when they show up, in my opinion, that they just get there and they're like, where is everything?
It's true. And if you look at the cost, like here in Calgary, it's $80 a picture to have it staged. So if you think of a listing, about 20 pictures, $80 a picture, and then the real thing.
Here, I think you can get a virtually staged home for about 5 rooms for $197. Super cheap.
Yeah. I always love
adds to them.
Where they put, toilet paper in the bathroom and leave the toilet seat up on pictures in a virtually environment. And it's like, just like what you were saying, is you got a Mediterranean home and you got a modern contemporary gray look going on, and they don't match. So the bottom line is stagers aren't doing these virtual stagings. Photoshoppers are, graphic artists are doing that don't understand the concept. So it just doesn't translate well. I was asked to consult for a company as well, and I turned them down and did my best just to explain to them. I can see where artist renderings are it's a great service, and I think it's very useful in many situations, but staging is about real furniture. We're about raising your legitimacy and excellence and professionalism in staging, and that's done with real furniture, not cardboard furniture and not digital furniture.
Well, in my opinion is, to me, this is going to sound a little corny, but it's all about the experience. And what do you want the experience to be when the client walks through the home, when the potential buyer walks through? So I like to have little things all around the house that it's memorable when you're going through. So when they leave and they've looked at 30 homes that day, they remember the house. Yeah. And when you're doing virtual staging and you're walking through, and you're looking at the photos, there's nothing that's connecting you to the space. They connect with things that they can relate to, and just a photo isn't going to do that either. Right. So it really, you have to really think outside the box sometimes on these homes, or it's hard for them to, select a home outside of 30 homes that really resonated with them. And it's the little things, it's the small details that you put into the house.
Well, and it's also the whole atmosphere. When you walk into a home and the situation, the reason for selling is not the happiest, you often can feel that when you walk in. And so, when there's say a divorce situation and half the furniture is gone, or, something is not quite, feeling right, you can virtually stage that house. The atmosphere is still not great. So that's something that, you can't take away with that.
Just adjusting my volume a little bit. I hear some
chirping.
Yeah. We also had somebody contact me recently, and I did meet with them. So I was horribly curious about their concept. I'm going to say that I'm going to make the statement now. I don't think this is going to take off, but lo and behold, 10 years it may. But right now I just don't see it. But they want to do a real virtual staging where you can walk into a home. It's vacant, but there's a QR code sticker in a corner, on the ground, on the fireplace, wherever. And you walk through with your phone with an app, and you can scan that, and you can look at your phone or your tablet, and you can walk through the house. And when you're looking at your tablet, you can look up at the room is empty. You look on your tablet, all the furniture's in the room.
Wow. That's interesting technology.
And also goggles that you can
like the 3D, I was going to say, yeah.
Walk through the house.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's
you never know.
And to be
level.
So again, the problem with this is that the average stager, they're very creative in their own right, but I don't know, I'm not going to venture to guess on the percentage that aren't techie, but in order to do that, again, you've got to have somebody with some really serious technical skills, and then you still have to make the virtual furniture look amazing in that particular property. So that was one that somebody's trying to come out with now, and I don't think.
But if you think about it, like think of acoustics, even like, you know, somebody turning down the thermostat, being cold in the house or whatever. If you walk in, the lights don't work, or it's all those things that create atmosphere. And if you have like nice area rugs and fluffy pillows and the sound dampened, it's like, you know, it's just such a different experience than technical stuff. But yeah, maybe I'm old school. I don't know.
No, you nailed it. It's so right, because when you walk into a home, like right now, I'm an empty nester. Our youngest moved out of the house in June, like within a week of graduating high school. He left.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
In tradition, I've taken over his room, and so now I've got my little filming studio in here, and there's no other big furniture other than some backdrops, some lightings, camera, a chair, and you know, there's no area rug. I've got hardwood, and I can hear the difference in the acoustics. I really feel like I need to put egg crates up on the walls to give us a better sound. So yeah, and I noticed it this morning when I walked in here. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So what else is going on with you guys? We've got a little bit of time here. Anything in the industry y'all want to talk about? Are y'all coming to RESACon?
Well, you know, we started in Calgary our RESA chapter, and we have now 22 members in our group, which is awesome. I became a RESA trainer, so we are going to go to a trade show in January to promote that and our RESA chapter. So it feels really great to have, like, you know, professional certified stagers together, working together, helping each other, and creating a more professional environment, I think, for all of us, instead of working against each other, which kind of happened in the city. So all positive. I'm very excited for the new year. So it's the economy here is very bad. You know, there's a lot of negativity, but, you know, to have that group together and work together and learn, I think is going to be amazing. So I'm excited.
I think you're going to enjoy teaching the course. It's really, really well received. We're going to come out with some numbers, our end of year accomplishments at RESA, and I believe the number is now over 3,000 agents that we trained during the year through our MCE course. And it's the beauty about this program is that, you know, agents don't live in Nationalville. So we could pay member dollars and put ads in online news or something from NAR, but that's not really how you're reaching them. You got to reach them where they live and work and breathe and sleep. And this course is being taught by over 50 people throughout North America, Canada, and the US. So it's being very well received, and over 3,000 people taught through local levels. That's pure education right there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I love that.
Yes.
And I just got approved to be a RESA instructor too.
Yes, yep, absolutely. Arizona. That took forever to get that cleared through Arizona, let me tell you. The longest one we've had so far is DC.
What was that?
DC, District of Columbia, getting approved there. It's been at least a year.
Wow.
They're still not
So we're not near as bad, but we're up there at the top. Yes, I agree.
Arizona was tough. Once I got the guy, he's great, but if you can get Jim, you're golden. But once he disappears, you can forget it. You're not gonna talk to him again.
Well, I'm super excited to get that launched this year. I've got a huge list of all my vendor relationships that I want to pull out and start getting it promoted. And I think that that's going to be a huge impact for all of us for RESA, because it's like it is the newest CE class that's come out for years in Arizona. So I think there's going to be a lot of people looking to take something new and different. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. And our new chapter presidency takes effect here, and we just had a meeting with them. And I think that they're on the right path. You know, they want to make it all about education. And then I have meetings set as state president with RESA with all the new CEO boards that are CEOs for the boards that are coming in. So we have a bunch of new ones coming up now. So I'm going to go establish those relationships, and they're eager to do something different. So I'm hoping that staging is one of the topics I can get on their calendar and see how we can change that here in Arizona.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't encourage people enough that are in leadership within RESA. You know, every year we have the changing of the guard. So reach out to those other leaders. If you have a women's council nearby, local association of realtors, look at their websites and look for their last meeting for the installation of new officers. It usually takes place anywhere between November and January.
Right.
Card. Introduce yourself. I'm the president of my local chapter. I see you were just elected as president of your association. Thought it would be good to meet each other, and if we can ever help each other and do business, let's do it. It's a good way to make contact.
I like that. That's a great solution. I mean, way to warm touch and get out there and start getting in front of people.
Yeah, just a nice congratulations card. Nice congrats, and I'd like to meet you. Goes a long way.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, ladies, this: how long have you been in business, Yvonne?
12 years now.
Kristine?
I got licensed in 1984. I got my real estate license, and prior to that, I went to design school. So I started bringing my own furniture into my listings way back in the 80s, upsetting my first husband about coming home and the house being empty. But it moved properties, and then I established friendships with people who owned furniture stores and told them that I was going to help them sell their furniture in the field. This was before staging was like really the thing.
Right.
And we'd have all these signs, you know, that this furniture is for sale with the property. And I got out there knowing, I mean, I started getting listings because I was doing that. And so I've been dabbling in staging that entire career in real estate, but I've owned the luxury look for going on, this will be my sixth year going into 2019. So
beautiful.
Pretty excited about where it's headed.
If you haven't taken this, what I'm going to say next, into consideration, definitely check out RESA Connect Atlanta, February 28th and March 1st. We're going to have a one-day event of education. It's the Home Staging Wealth Expo and Buying Summit. So we're going to talk about stagers that are, this is really for anybody, but if you're a seasoned stager and you're thinking about what's my exit strategy, how do I retire, what are my tax implications, that higher level information that you need to know to make your business profitable and worth it to be able to sell later and to figure out how much it's worth, this is definitely an event. And also about team building. So whether you're a seasoned stager and you're facing these problems or you're new starting out, start out with this information, because up until now, we've not had seasoned stagers. Everybody was new up until a point, and now we're starting to see people that are saying, you know, I want to sell my business. What do I do? And then a lot of times they get in and say, well, I want to sell now, and they realize, wait a minute, I really should have been planning on this, because you need a good, solid 3 years of histories, your P&Ls need to work correctly, you need policies and procedures, employee handbooks, all types of things that you need in order to make your business worth selling. And this event is going to answer all those questions and more. And then, of course, we have a buying summit the following day for the RESA buying group. So we're going to go on a tour, and we're going to go to all the vendors, a private tour, and it's off market. So they're not going to have the traffic that you would at America's Mart in Atlanta. So check that out. Either one of you, if you're thinking about those things, and anybody else that's listening, make sure to go. That's a must do in addition to RESACon in July.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I like that.
Going to be awesome. Anthea Click.
It's our businesses to sell.
Anthea Click is going to do the session on team building. She has a 14,000 square foot facility for her staging business. She's an amazing team of people, and she's really about, you know, empowering your employees to take ownership of their positions. It's something that we really love to do here at RESA. We want to find great people. Take ownership of your job and make it yours. And she's going to teach stagers how to do that with their teams as well. Because when your team is really vested in your business, you're going to be more profitable, and you're going to have a happy team, and everything's going to work a lot better.
Yes, half of
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know that.
Yeah, we're coming to the end of our time. Anything else that you ladies want to chat about today?
No, I really appreciate this time together. It's really awesome to share and learn, and always a good platform to be on.
It's great. I'm hoping that hope we even have a bigger turnout for RESACon 2019, because last year was epic. That was it's one of the best conferences I've ever been to in 35 years of real estate. So it was great.
You know what's funny about that? The very first year that I did it, I think it was 2009. I walked away. I came home and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do? How am I going to beat that? Oh my gosh, it was so amazing." And you get a little feedback, and you change this and you tweak this, and you just, every single year we get our feedback from people, and then we make those little adjustments. So we're always improving, always making it great. And, RESACon is definitely worth the bang for your buck. You're going to get your meals during convention, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a networking night. We're going to have some appetizers and past appetizers and drinks and all that great stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out, resaconvention.com. New information will be going up on the website in the next 60 days, but definitely put it on your books for the end of July 25th, 26th, and 27th, and hop on over to Vegas Market starting on that Sunday.
Yes.
So we're going to wrap it up, and thank you both ladies for joining me today.
Thank you.
Here, Real Estate Staging Association with Stager Talk. Thank you for joining us. Check us out on the web, realestateStagingAssociation.com, for more information or to find a staging. Thank you again, and happy staging. Bye, ladies.
Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.